Hi, welcome to Muir's English Grammar. This week is going to be a little bit tricky. It is all about comparative adjectives. Okay, so let's get started. So we'll find the comparative adjectives, you'll be able to use them and use them correctly in a sentence. So, as usual, it will be the I do, we do, you do again. That's the method we follow. And also, as usual, please grab a notebook, a pencil, an eraser, and write down your answers. This week, there's also something a little bit special that I'm going to suggest you write down, or at least memorize or record this video. Save it at least, because it's going to be helpful in the future. I'm promising you. Okay, so I do. Comparative adjective. A comparative adjective is a word that compares two nouns and is usually separated by the word than. So if we look here, we add er to one syllable words and two syllable words ending in y. So for example, the man, the baker, he's taller than the boy. Tall is the adjective. The boy is shorter than the baker. Shorter, we also added er. But some words are longer, and for them, we need more or less. That's what we use to make the comparative, not er, not est. For example, the girl on the left, she is more intelligent than the guy on the right. He is less intelligent. Why, you might ask? She's wearing a helmet on a motorcycle, a scooter. Of course, she's more intelligent. Now, how do we know? How do we do this? Got a pro tip for you here today. When you have one syllable comparative adjectives and two syllable comparative adjectives ending in y, there are rules to follow. So the doubling rule is for one syllable comparative adjectives. So just follow the rules. Do you have 3 or 4 letters? Just count it. Does the word end CVC? For those of you who don't know, that means consonant, vowel, consonant. If that's the case, if you put check mark, then you double the final C, the final consonant. For example, hot, HOT, that is CVC. You add an extra T, then you add ER to get hotter. Now, if you have a two-syllable word that ends in Y, check does it end consonant Y. That's the only time you change it. If it does, then you change the Y to I and add ER or EST. For example, happy, which ends in Y, ends in consonant Y. Change the Y to I to become HAPPI, then plus ER, happier. So with boy, BOY, that's vowel Y. Don't change it. Stick to the rules and you won't go wrong. Okay, let's take a look then. Let's form these together by just saying them out. Short. What do we do? SHORTER. Fat. Now, 3 or 4 letters. Yeah, fat has 3. So FAT. Is it CVC from the end going back? Yes. So we double the T. FATTER. Next one, healthy. That ends consonant Y? Sure does. So it's HEALTHIER. What about funny? FUNNIER. Very good. Now we have 3 or more. So in this case, beautiful is the adjective. You're going to use more or less. We need 2 words now to do the job of ER. In fact, if you want EST, it's going to be most or least. So, and dangerous, more or less also. Okay, so more dangerous. More dangerous to drive without a helmet. Okay, so on your own, pause the video if you want and write them down, or just write down the word that you think is the correct word. If you were using the textbook, you would just circle or highlight it in the book. Number 1, the weather is hotter, HOTTER, than last year. Very good. Dave is funnier. Funnyyer? No, of course not. Don't be tricked. It's Funnier. That's the CY rule, consonant Y. Pam is more beautiful or beautifuler? How many syllables does beautiful have? Beautiful. 3. So it must be more, not adding ER. So Pam is more beautiful than Sheila. Okay. So on your own, write 2 new sentences for homework, include a new comparative adjective. Try to make them different. Don't use only 3-syllable adjectives. They're the easy ones. Try to use a doubling rule adjective or change the Y to I adjective. Make it a little challenging for yourself. Ask somebody at home to check it for you or somebody at school, as you've been doing. All right, so to wrap up, remember comparative adjectives compare 2 nouns, and they often use than between those 2 nouns. Okay, great job. I'll see you next week, my fellow gramophiles. Bye for now.